10 little-known things about Cameron Smith, pro golfer. Cameron Smith may not be the most well-known player on the PGA Tour, but he has quietly established himself as one of the top golfers in the world. The 27-year-old Australian isn't the world's longest hitter, but his short game is exceptional, as everyone who has seen the Masters in recent days has witnessed. Stay tuned, as in this video we will share 10 little-known things about pro golfer Cameron Smith. Let's get started. Here's a quick rundown of Cameron Smith for those who aren't familiar with him. Did you know that Cameron Smith isn't his family's only brilliant golfer? His father, Des, was a scratch player and a previous club champion at Wantima Golf Club in Brisbane. This is where Cameron was born in August 1993 and was introduced to the game at a young age. Cameron learned to play golf from his father. Cameron was one of Australia's top amateur players as a teenager. He won the Honda Junior Masters in 2009 and the Australian Boys' Amateur, Australian Amateur Stroke Play and Victorian Junior Masters 2 years later. He won the Amateur Stroke Play again in 2012 and the Australian Amateur in 2013 before turning pro later that year. Cameron Smith is a one-of-a-kind golfer with a passion for fishing, a flowing mullet and a cheerful demeanour. On his Instagram profile, the Australian is frequently pictured on a boat with fishing gear on one of his catches. Smith has become a fan favourite thanks to his upbeat demeanour and business in the front, party in the back hairdo. Meanwhile, Smith has emerged as a consistent contender or winner over the last 2 years. He started 2022 on a high note, winning the Tournament of Champions earlier in January with the lowest under par score in a 4-round PGA Tour tournament in history to defeat world number 1 Jon Rahm. Following that, he was asked at a press conference why his demeanour hasn't changed over the years, especially given his recent golf success. His personality was described by the reporter as every man if you will, for the Americans, or simply the solid true blue bloke that you've been able to preserve. And his soothing response was every man. Smith explained that there's no compelling reason to alter my personality, he said. To be honest, he thinks his father would whip him if he did. He's not sure. It's simply how he was raised. He has been raised to be the modest man who respects everyone. And Johnny was also amazing out there today. Every time they made a putt or a birdie, it was good shot, mates. And there was never any hostility between us just because we were competing. They wanted to win because they wanted to fight against the best. So he believes that's just how he has been raised. And he values other guys as good play as well. While Smith acknowledges that it's wonderful that people get behind his look, he'd rather they speak about his performance on the course. Winning. Smith has been one of the most consistent players in golf after winning his first PGA Tour tournament in May 2017 at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, which he won with Jonas Blixt. On the European Tour, he went on to win back-to-back Australian PGA Championships in 2017 and 2018. Smith's career has taken off in the previous 2 years. His first individual victory on the PGA Tour came in a playoff at the Sony Open in January 2020, then finished tied for second behind Dustin Johnson at the Masters in 2020. Smith also set a Masters record by shooting all 4 rounds in the 60s. He won the Zurich Classic of New Orleans again in 2021, this time with countryman Mark Leishman, while Smith finished tied for 10th at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. After hitting his stride near the close of the 2020-21 PGA Tour season, Smith kicked off the new year with a record-breaking win in Maui, which he attributes to an improvement in his driving. He claims to have spent time on the driving range with his driver throughout the off-season. When asked what he did to enhance his driving, Smith replied, "It wasn't much. He is probably just hitting more balls with a driver." He is not a slacker. He supposes he is a slacker on the range. He gets through the wedges and irons and thinks to himself he is ready to go home now. He almost hits drivers. So he made a point of staying for an extra 10 to 15 minutes and hitting some balls. As a result, Smith has rocketed up the world rankings, breaking into the top 10 for the first time in his career. One of his goals for the rest of the year is to qualify for and captain the International President's Cup team, which will face the US team in September at Quail Hollow. He wants to be a part of that team, Smith stated. He had so much fun at the competition the last time that he would be disappointed if he didn't make it this time. And being on the squad has been one of his ambitions since turning pro, and he will attempt to be there again. On tournament Sundays, he always wears maroon. Cameron Smith is madly in love with Cameron Smith, and probably the other way around as well. Being born in Queensland, the rugby league heartland, it might be difficult to escape the state's football code of choice, especially when you share your name with one of the best rugby league players of all time. Cameron, like most Queenslanders, adores the Maroons and proudly displays his support and patriotism by donning the QLD flag on the Sunday of every tournament he competes in. In his victory press conference after winning the Players' Championship in March 2022, he even complimented the rugby league team and their ability to overcome adversity. Des, his father, was an accomplished golfer. Did Cam discover the sport, or was he discovered by it? Cam's grandfather is an avid golfer who has won the club championship at his local course in Brisbane's north. In the Smith household, golf is something of a family affair, with Des even caddying for Cameron on the professional circuit. He spent his childhood playing rugby league. Cam, like many other young Brisbane residents, grew up playing junior rugby league. Cam played with the Albany Creek Crushers as a junior until he was 12 years old. Smith stated he picked up golf over football when he was 13 because the other kids grew while he didn't. He has a total of 6 victories. Cameron currently has the 2017 Zurich Classic Doubles Trophy, back-to-back Australian PGA Championships in 2017 and 2018, the 2020 Sony Open Championship, the 2022 Century Tournament of Champions Trophy, and the 2022 Players' Championship on his mantle. He came in second at the 2020 Masters. Smith is certainly well-versed with Augusta's idiosyncrasies. In 2020, he blew the lights out at the prestigious competition, becoming the only golfer in history to hit the 60s in all 4 rounds. He shot 67, 68, 69, 69 in each round and came up just short of winning the iconic jacket. He is a vehicle enthusiast. Cam, a self-described petrolhead, has stated in numerous interviews that when he is not on the course or in the gym, he enjoys tinkering with old vehicles. What can be a costly passion for some, when you've won as much prize money as Cam, you can certainly afford to get into automobiles rather simply. He has won more than $20 million in prize money. Being a gorgeous grouse and golf comes with several perks, one of which is enormous prize money if you win. Cam's victory at the Players' Championship earned him the tour's largest paycheck. It's only $5 million. Cameron has won $22 million in prize money on the PGA Tour as of this writing. And if he wins the Masters this weekend, he may take home another $2 million. He is presently 6th in the world. Cameron's victory at the Players' Championship catapulted him into the top 10 in the world rankings. He is presently ranked 6th, slightly behind Patrick Cantlay and ahead of Dustin Johnson, who defeated him in the 2020 Masters. This Players' Championship shot went viral, and it had every right to. Getting ready to hit his tee shot on the notoriously tricky 17th hole, you'd probably expect to be fairly cautious. Cam, on the other hand, went for the dagger and hammered an inch-perfect 9-iron for a birdie and an inch closer to the win. Footage of the shot, as well as how near the ball fell to the cup and the water, was widely circulated across the world. He is the 3rd favourite to win the Masters. Cam's chances at the Masters this weekend are rated by the bookmakers. He is presently the 3rd favourite at $15, trailing Justin Thomas $13 and John Rahm $12. Smith will become the first Australian to win the Masters since Adam Scott in 2013. One thing is certain, he has the entire country on his side. What were you most surprised to learn about Cameron? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.